Hello, 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 Facebook world. Welcome, welcome. Hope everybody is well and being as safe as possible. As promised, I would jump on my Tuesday. It's going to be my live day, and I'm going to do Tune Up Tuesday. Welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. Now, had no idea what time I was going to do this. I didn't know if I was going to do it in the morning, before or after my workout, which is kind of normal. Or lunchtime, but I'm kind of doing it now, which is kind of like I normally take a break around 2:30ish, kind of like a coffee break, although it's not always coffee sometimes. Now what I do is I go out and get some of that good free vitamin D and fresh air immune boosting medicine from the pharmacy of nature. Hope everybody's being safe as you can and as well. And what I promised I would do last week, I made the promise that starting this week, I got requests to do more of these lives on a regular basis, kind of around the food for thought stuff I like to talk about. So here I am. Welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. So my guess is, and I don't know, I'm going to try to commit to doing these on Tuesdays, although not to a particular time. Most people, the vast majority of people, tune into this after the fact, right? So most people end up watching this tomorrow sometimes, or tonight, later tonight or tomorrow sometimes. But I'm going to try to at least keep them on Tuesdays. And you never know. Maybe it'll be around doing my kind of coffee break. It'll be my Tune Up Tuesday break. And they're always unscripted. So what I'm going to do here is just touch on a topic that I've expanded on in more detail, in greater detail, on the 3 Jedi that you must either meet or become to accelerate your progress, to accelerate the mission. So most of the time we talk about is things we can do to accelerate our life's missions, whatever those missions may be, whatever those missions are. We don't tell you what they need to be, but we do have a collection of ideas, or I have done a ton of study on things useful things I can do to try to be more productive, more effective at my own mission. And what I thought I'd do is share these generically so that you can apply them to your own mission. So today's conversation is entitled The 3 Jedi That You Should Either Meet or Become. Meet or become. So first, let's define for this conversation what we're going to talk about. What do we mean when we say Jedi? So we're going to use the iconic character from the Star Wars franchise, right? And everybody kind of knows, that has an idea of what a Jedi Knight is, right? Jedi Knight is this guy, this person, male or female, and they have the ability to use the Force. So for our conversation, the Jedi is a person that's all about their thing, right? Whatever that thing is. Hey, William, welcome. Welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. That's all about their thing, right? These are people that live, that love, that's their passion, and that's their committed life's purpose, and that's what they do and know. Now, we know a lot of Jedis by this definition, right? Kobe Bryant was a basketball Jedi, right? There are people that you know that are many form of Jedis. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Knight. Welcome. Roxanne, welcome to Tune Up Tuesday, right? So by this definition, people that are all about that thing, whatever that thing is, that's going to be what we refer to as being Jedis for today's conversation. They're all about it. They live for it. They talk about it. They do about it. They be about it. That's who they are. They're experts at it. Another way to define this, hey, Bill, is they have their 10,000 hours. There's the school of thought that says you put 10,000 hours into learning or doing any specific subject, then by comparison, you're an expert relative to that subject. So when we refer to Jedis in this conversation, we're returning to those people, the people that live in the force of that thing, right? These people that have more than 10,000 hours in that thing. So here's the thing. There are three specific Jedis that I've come to know that you need to either. Okay, so Jedi's, being a graduate of Jedi school, right? And Jedi's have this poetic mastery of harmony, and what I mean by that is they find a simple way to do multiple things with singular action. So today's conversation is going to be one of two things or both things for you. It's going to be a blueprint or guide that you can use to structure your thinking about yourself, specifically thinking about your thinking. Or it can be a blueprint or structure that you can apply towards building your team, your mastermind, your team, people that you're going to want to organize around you to accomplish a certain task. Hey, Bill. Hey, Heidi. Welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. We're talking about the three Jedis that you must meet or become to massively accelerate your progress, your mission forward. So we can use this one or two ways, right? You can use this as a conversation around bettering yourself, a blueprint for fine-tuning yourself, Tune Up Tuesday, or you can use this conversation as a blueprint to fine-tuning your team, still Tune Up Tuesday, right? So let's get into the three Jedis you must meet. The first you need to meet is a Jedi of the future. This is a Jedi of the future. And what I mean by that is some people have the knack to constantly focus on the next, constantly see what's coming, constantly research and talk about and think about what could be, what might be over the horizon, what might be around the corner, what might happen next month, next year, next decade, next week, next 10 minutes. But there are people that are very future oriented. And the difference between these people's vision of that and a regular person's vision is detailed. Hey, Camilo. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Sissy, welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. So the difference, Keith, the difference between the future Jedi's vision and a regular person's vision is that they focus on the future. They think about the future so much that they have developed their ability to discern the detail. They're very familiar with it because they focus on it, concentrate on it, think about it all the time. So you need to find this type of Jedi to add to your mix, a future-oriented Jedi, somebody that's constantly thinking about the future. These people are going to help you craft and navigate your path. These people, you're gonna create your mission, your direction based on a vision, right? These people, the future to these Jedis is as clear as the present is to most people. Think about that. The future to some people is as clear as the present is to most people. Now, how can that be? Well, that can be because a large part, the reality is of the moment is it's so fleeting, it goes by so fast that things are either about to happen or have already happened. And when you focus on the things that are about to happen, we live in this world of guessing and probabilities and things like that. So these things, just as we can look at things and tell what might happen in the next 5 seconds because we focus on our present all the time, we have other people in our lives that have built the ability to focus a little bit further out. Some people can see further out than others. You may know some of these people in your lab. They always seem to know where things are going. The business world are full of a lot of these people because that's how these successful business get put into place and come to thrive because they had to get in place before the people got there. Welcome, Scott. Welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. So, Jedi number one that you must become or find, right? Future Jedi. The second Jedi you must get on your team or build the skill set of, right, is the Jedi of the past. So, this Jedi is data-driven, right? Data is a footprint of past activity. Data is the evidence of something that has already happened. So you have to have people, you have to either build a skill yourself, or you have to get people on your team that live for that live for, that their passion is understanding and doing the analysis on and collecting and making sense of that past, right? Looking at the data, looking at the evidence, looking at the tracks, watching what has happened, and they get as much clarity on that past evidence or the data as your future Jedi has on the probability, things that might happen or things that are most likely to happen. Now, and the third Jedi. The third Jedi you must have on your team, or you must build the skill set yourself, is as a Jedi of constant and immediate, nonstop action. These action Jedis, they don't want to wait till next week. They don't want to wait till next month. They don't want to wait till the end of the month. They don't want to wait till payday. They don't want to wait till they feel better. They don't want to wait till the coronavirus scare goes away to get started on something that's meaningful to them. They start right now, and all they want to do all day long is create movement. Move, move, move. Action, action, action. Create, move, action. That's the third Jedi, the action Jedi. So now we have three Jedis. We have future Jedi, somebody that's focused always on what could be, what is most probable to be, what's coming across the horizon. We have past Jedi, the Jedi person that's looking at what has happened, what evidence was left, what trails were left, what patterns were created, what evidence of past action exists. And then you have this action-oriented Jedi. Move, 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 move. Now, here's how you interact with the team. And it's not what most people do. What most people do is they live in the past. So the Jedi they talk to most is the Jedi from the past. Or the skill they develop most is the skill set of analyzing the past. Where I come from, what I've done or not done, what I could do or could not do yesterday in the past. And then the second Jedi they talk to is the Jedi, a little bit of the Jedi of action. So they take an action based on what they have done in the past or what they have not done in the past. And then they have casual conversations, brief conversations with the Jedi of the future, right? What could be, what might be, the future-oriented people. That's completely not how they teach us to do it in Jedi school. In Jedi school, there's a very specific sequence that they teach us to use these skills or these concepts. The person we talk to most is future Jedi. Future Jedi, we want to constantly get from future Jedi what is coming, what might be, what might become. And then we want to take future Jedi information and we want to hand that to past Jedi, but we want to hand it to past Jedi to build a case, to find evidence as to why what the future Jedi is saying can be. So they're building a case based on what you've done, where you've been, all the things you've done and not done that supports what future Jedi says can be. And then you want to take that and hand it over to action Jedi. Let's repeat that sequence because it's not normal stuff. This is Jedi stuff. This is Jedi science, right? Jedis are learned that you take your idea, your goal, the future, what you want to create, right? And then you build a case on why that's possible based on your actual past, which is different than what most people do. Then you look for reasons in the past. So let me give you a crazy example. How you can take a bad past and support a positive future. Let's just say you're positive, and I'll use from personal experience or ones that's so common I've heard 100 times from 100 different people. So, hey Pedro, welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. Hey John. So just imagine that your goal, right, or future Jedi's information to you is you can create this new business, venture, whatever, organization, right? So then that's the goal. That's what's possible. Then you look in the past, and let's just say in the past, you failed at starting 3 businesses. So that sounds like a bad history, right? Well, if your mission to past Jedi is to find evidence that supports future Jedi, then past Jedi would say, look, you've gained experiences from attempting and failing 3 different ventures, and here you are still in the hunt. 1, you have accumulated all of that experience. 2, You still have the heart and passion to do it. And 3, you're a survivor. Here you are still in the hunt. That was a quick and easy, dirty example of how you can marry the past to the possible future. But now that you've done that, now that you say, hey, I want to start this venture. Hey, I know I can do this venture because I've collected all this real life, real world experiences, and my instincts have been toned, and I'm a survivor. I have the grit for it, the heart for it. Now you want to turn to Action Jedi, and it's action, action, action all day, every day, all day, every day, all day long. It's critical that you do it in this order. It's more complicated when you do it out of this order. When most people that say, hey, no, the most important thing is just taking action, just taking action. Really? Well, if you're just taking action without the information from Future Jedi, right, then there are only 2 places you can go. You're going to circle around in the present, or you're going to rebuild something from the past. That's all the information you have to work with. If you focus all the time on the past, and then you apply action towards that, then you're going to be stuck there. You're going to be stuck there in the past. And if you just look at the future and then you just take action based on what you think you want, what you say you want, and you leave the past out of it, then I'm going to make the argument that you can't really believe at deep levels that it's possible. Because it's easy to say, I want to start this nonprofit, I want to start this business, or I want to lose 15 pounds, or I want to become a pastry chef. You can do all that stuff. But if you don't have things from your own life's experience that backs up the case that that's realistic, you will never do the action required to make it happen. That's why the sequence works. So the sequence, right? The 3 Jedis, you must have and or become. And remember, this is an idea that you can apply to yourself, to tune up yourself, your own skill set. You can apply this future goal, support that idea from evidence in the past, action, action, action to yourself, or you can apply it to the team. You can actually go out and recruit people that have these skill sets. A powerful team would be, if you wanted to start a business or a venture or have a project, if you're not that visionary person, to get that visionary person on your team. If you're not that data-driven person, the research-driven person, then put that driven person on your team. If you're not the person that's constantly motivated by driving the details of the data, nonstop, then get that person on the team. You need to recruit this, you need to develop the skill set. You need to develop these 3 critical skill sets, or as best you can, aspects of these skill sets, so you need to go out and recruit people that have them. That's the formula. So these are the 3 Jedis that you must become, which means you need to spend a conscious, focused effort on that particular skill set: vision, data, pass, action. Or you want to bring into your team or your mastermind or your guidance or your advisors or your business or your advisor board people that live for those 3 things. You put those 3 things together, that's a dynamite combination. You're being driven by things beyond your current circumstance. Your belief set is rock solid and unshakable and unbreakable because it's specifically built on the path you have already taken, and it's applied to the non-stop, always producing magic of non-stop action. Action, 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 action. All 3 of these things sound like they could be magical by themselves, right? Oh, if you're just a visionary, this person's just a visionary. Yeah, but being a visionary and not taking action towards the vision will never manifest itself. It will never come to be. Or people that really dig into data. Yeah, it's one thing to understand the data and to understand the path and the patterns in your rearview mirror, but if you can't apply them forward, then they remain in your rearview mirror and you remain where you are. These 3 things, using these 3 things in concert, have been the thing that makes the most sense to me. So that's Tune Up Tuesday, my friends. Hopefully it gave you something to think about. I always tell people when I do coaching sessions or seminars and things like that, I tell people, here's the deal. I'm trying to give you generic tools and ideas and strategies that has worked for me and or people I've worked with, and they've been tested in hundreds, if not thousands, of studies and case studies and personal experiences. And a lot of the times we touch on things that you already know or that you're familiar with. So I tell people to treat these ideas like a buffet table. Some things you're going to recognize. Oh yeah, you got to have vision. I'm all about that. If you recognize it and you know that makes sense to you and you like it, go ahead and pile that on your plate, right? And some things are going to be completely foreign to you. Like you're going to just know that's not for me. Whatever, going thinking about trying to redefine the past or re-understand the past in a way that fits what I want to become. That doesn't make any sense. If it flat out repels you, it's like seeing something in a buffet table that you just know you don't like, right? Leave it in a buffet. But there are going to be a couple of things from time to time that you're going to be like, oh, you know what? I've never actually tasted that, or I never tried it in that way. And it doesn't repulse me. It doesn't, for whatever reason, it doesn't make me want to run from it. Those are the things that I'm going to encourage you to put a little on your plate, to try a little bit. Because those are the things that might make the distinction, the slight adjustment to your perspective that changes everything. It's a common theme in my podcast. Oh, I have a podcast, Simple Athletica. This is in the same kind of theme of what the mission of Symbol is, right? So I think this was me kind of just touching on episode 51, the 3 Jedi. So if you like this idea, you want to go back through it and review it, maybe take some notes, make it better, apply it to your own life, make it your own song. That's the purpose of this deal, right? Go listen to episode 51, Symbol Athletica, Symbol Podcast, Symbol Athletica, and make it work for you, make it better than it is. Make it better for you than it was for me. But these are some useful, powerful ideas. Hey, Pedro. I need to lose weight over 60 pounds. That's a lot. Obvious. So, okay. So really quickly in 30 seconds on approaching that as a goal through the 3 Jedi model, right? First, you got to find somebody that has the clear vision of that goal, right? So these could be trainers, coaches. I know some coaches, I know some great trainers, but these people have seen the transformation so many times, they can look at you now, but see you 60 pounds lighter in the future. They have that ability. They're your future Jedis. You need to look back in your life, though, and understand why you know what it takes to do what's required. You need to look for that evidence in your back. If you're not going to do the work. You're just not, and that evidence can be anything. It can be you're brilliant. It can be you're freaking tough as nails. It can be because of this and this and this. You realize that you need to you're desperate, which is another way of saying highly motivated. And then you got to apply to do the work Jedi, right? To action Jedi. Everyday action. Everyday action. Every day should be filled with some towards action towards that goal that you just stated. And it doesn't always have to be out walking and working out and eating, right? Some of it could be doing research and reading about and reading other success stories. All that action piles up. The accumulation of that activity will create mass, like actual mass. And that creates gravity, and things will start to be drawn into your experience that will help you along the way. Anthony Anderson. Welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. Let's see. Roscoe, hey brother. Homeboy, welcome to Tune Up Tuesday. All right, guys, that's it. That is Tune Up Tuesday. Again, I'm going to try to do these on every Tuesday. No idea what time I'm going to do them on. I did this one towards coffee time, my kind of mid-day break. But I'm going to try to at least do them on Tuesdays. Some might be early in the morning before or after my workout, because that's an easy time for me to just hit the play button and go with that mind lit up with all the endorphins flowing. Or it might be like the middle of the day, or it might be in the evening. But I'll do these for maybe as long as we're quarantined or until I run out of stuff. If you like these kind of conversations and find them useful, I have a podcast, Symbol, although I think that's going to be backwards in the video, but it's Symbol Athletica. See this cool little symbol idea? This is the phi, which is the golden mean, which is a repetitive mathematical formula found throughout all of life, all aspects of life, as a pattern that you see over and over and over and over and over. This is psi, symbol for psi is in kind of like psychology. And this is kind of like, this S is kind of like my abstract version of kind of like the harmonious concept of yin and yang. So in my logo, body, mind, spirit kind of idea, right? And Athletica, although you're looking at it backwards, I think, Athletica is this idea that of a culture where all things of value come on the other side of challenge. And that challenge can be like competitive, like in sports, or it can be more meaningful, like fear. Most meaningful things, most things we assign value to come on the other side of challenges. And we say for people that accept that as a truth, all right, that's how it's going to be. Let me buckle up and go face this challenge. That's Athletica. That's my made-up place called Athletica. So Simple Athletica are those combination of things. So guys, these Tune-Up Tuesdays, as my podcast is, completely unscripted, just me sharing things that have been very useful to me, things that I try to weave into my own habitual lifestyle. And there are tools that I encourage you to take and use and perfect them and make them more your own. Charles Price, hey man, welcome to Tune-Up Tuesday. Hey Miranda, welcome to Tune-Up Tuesday. All right guys, I'm pretty much done. So thanks for tuning in. Unless I forget or life gets in the way, I will see you on next Tuesday. But if you like these type of conversations, definitely check out my podcast. It's on all the podcast platforms, Simple Athletica. We talk about a lot of cool stuff, and it's just, that's all it is. It's just food for thought. You guys be safe, be well, keep your social distance, be practical about this, COVID-19 threat, because it's a threat and it's real. And let's just, but it's a part of life, right? So let's deal with it and let's do the best we can to keep ourselves and those we care about safe. See you guys next Tuesday.